So hello guys, welcome back to a new video. So today we will be looking at a game which was played in the USSR Championships 1960 between Polgevsky and Atamanov. In this game, Tamanov showed his full brilliances with a queen sacrifice and four brilliant moves. So the game starts with e4, d5, and c4. The queen's gambit, which which is a which is a very good opening for advanced player, but you need to know the theory of the gambit. So here, Polgavesky accept the gambits and take the pawn on c4. And now the next move is 2. We can play e4 directly, or we can play knight c3. But here, Temenov choose to play knight f3 instead of c3, which was like different from the main line, but it's still good. So now we get like the moderate moves like knight out, and then now queen a4 check, checking the queen and then picking up this pawn. Now the black pieces can defend with knight or the bishop. Either way, it doesn't matter. We can still pick the pawn up. So here, black defends with the knight, and now he again and now he again doesn't take the pawn. He instead prefer his activity of his piece and bring out his knights. And now black plays e6 to open his bishop, to open his dark square bishop. And now we get finally e4 to take the space in the center. And now the threat is e5 to push the knight away. And here black plays c5, which is a very good move, because if white takes, if white takes a pawn, then the black bishops can easily come out, and now it is active. So here, so here, uh, Temenov, instead of taking the pawn, he pushes d5, which is a mistake according to the engine, but he still played it. I don't know why. So here, black takes a pawn again, and now again he doesn't capture the pawn. He again pushes his pawn and pushes e5. Now threatening to take the knight, and here black makes a blunder with the move pawn d4, because now white, instead of taking the knight, he can take the pawn on c4 and place it. And Temenov, instead of taking the knight, he takes the pawn on c4, which is the first brilliancy of the game. And now black takes, white takes, and now the black knight cannot take this pawn because it is pinned by the white queen. So the only move is to take with the queen, because if he takes with the pawn, then his structure is completely ruined. So here black takes with the queen, and now white plays the move bishop g5, now attacking the queen, now attacking the queen, and then trying to castle. And here now, Polgavesi goes for the moves queen c6, trying to do a queen exchange. But here Temenov plays a brilliant moves, long castle, giving up the entire queen. He doesn't even take it. He just plays long castle, because the point is, if you take the queen, then you are lost. Then you are losing, because after queen takes a4, here comes the move queen rook h1 check. And now the only move to defend the king is to play bishop e7. Okay, and now the rook takes, and now you only have one move, which is rook, which is king to f8, because if you go to king d8, then it is mate in two, because here comes the double check with the bishop and with the rook, and the black king cannot take the rook, because it is defended by the rook on d8 on d1. So now the only move is e8, and then rook d8 is simply a checkmate. So here the only move is king f8, and now here comes the move rook f7 check. Rook takes f7, and now again the only move is rook g8. And now after this, you will think this, you will think that now if we move the rook from like here, if we move the rook like here or here, it is simply made, because it will be a check. But no, if we move the rook like this, now the game is equal, because now the white is checking the king, but the black queen can simply take it, and now this game is simply equal. So we can't play rook, here any moves. And now if we see the main line, now if you go in the main line, which was here, which was from now, and here, instead of taking the queen, because Pelkovasi was a very good player. When he saw all the calculation, when he thought that he cannot take the frequency, so he played pawn takes b2 check. When the Pelkovetsky and the Demirov plays king takes pawn, and now queen, and now instead of taking giving a check, he plays bishop e7 to trade the queen. But now here comes the pin. We are still sacrificing the queen, but the idea is same, because if you take, will still the same thing. So you still can't take the queen. So here so here he plays f6 to defend his bishop, and now this game is simply winning forward. We get the move we get the move bishop b5 to attack the queen, and to attack the knight on d7 also with with this x-ray. So the only scare for the queen is c7, because if he goes like, for example, if he goes to any other scare, like here, for example, doesn't have he only has one scare, or this scare. So the black plays queen b6, pinning the bishop to the king, and now we bring the king back, and now this is a threat, because we can simply take the knight takes, and then this will be an easy mate. So now here black takes the bishop on g5, and now this is an also mistake, because now we will take the knight on d7. The only option is to take with the bishop, and if you take with the bishop, then this is simply mate in 12, as you can see. As you can see. And so simply, so instead of taking the bishop, black removes his queen from e8 to f8, and now this is simply over. And now we play the fourth brilliancy of the game, which is rook takes d7, rook takes e7, giving up the rook now, because now we want the king in the open. We want to strip the king of its defenses. And now Black takes, no, this is also a mistake from the black. He shouldn't have taken it. He should have run it to like g8 or any other square. But he instead takes, and now we come with the move queen e4 check. Now now there are three square. This, this, and this. Only four square left for the. And now he plays a best move, which is king to d8, and now we come with the discovery attack of the king, which is bishop back to f5, giving check with the rook on d1. And now the only scare for the king is on c7. He goes to c7, and now wait a minute, and now this is simply mate in 6. I can show you the whole. So first we will give check with the queen, and now and we give check with the queen, and now the only scare is this, because he can't go any scare because of the rook. And now we will check, and now we will give check again with the rook. Now comes down to then now the king is coming down to the fifth rank. And now after queen to b2, the black the Polkovetsky resigns the games, because after when he move with the queen king, it is simply made. Now I will show you the variation. Now we have three mate in three. We have three mate in three. If the king goes to a6, then we will start with bishop d3 checking the king. The only square the only square he can go to is a5, and now simply queen a3 is checkmate. Okay, now if the king goes to a5, now first we will give check with the queen. The only scare is this, and now we will take the we will give a check with the knight, the fifth brilliant move. And now he has to take, because the king has no other square to move to. So takes, and then bishop d3 is simply a mate. And now finally the last square a4. This is this is the same thing. We first give check on c2 with the bishop, and now the only square is a5, and then simply queen a3 check. Only square is this, and then queen a4 checkmate with the bishop defending the queen. So this was a game played between the two grandmaster Temenovs and Polgevesky in USSR championships 1960. Uh, Comment if you like the game, and also share and subscribe. Thank you.